new early airdrop opportunity with Ethena, token announcements, token claims, Argentina casually rocking the world after Central African Republic, much more. Let's get started. And super quick before everything, a couple days ago we had our first Discord live for our Discord members, and I was really positively surprised by the amount of interest that people are still involved in with AI sector. So of course, looking at the prices, it's looking absolutely abysmal. So this is either a generational buying opportunity or it will all go to zero. But if we just take a quick look away from the charts and prices and speculation, if we just take a quick understanding of what AI is actually fundamentally changing to the world from scientific perspective, from advancement researches and everything, maybe it will actually help us get a better understanding of the future that we might be going towards. For this, I've actually had pleasure to watch some of the Veritasium and Cleo Abrams videos on Huge If True, and of course the advances that AI is doing in scientific sector. So if you have some time, interest, energy to actually take a look at this relatively entertaining topics, I would highly recommend you build some knowledge and get a clearer picture of what's going on outside of the charts, because that is actually where some part of our attention should also flow towards. So I will leave these links in the description of the video. They will be on the first link of everything in the description of the video we talk about is always first link. It'll take you to our website. Now, moving into Ethena news, we have Ethereum launching their Season 0. This is their perpetual DEX, which is going to be using USD as collateral. This is incredibly bullish for Ethena in general because they have already one of the best grossing revenue producers out there, because their total value locked of USD is over 6 billion. However, the perpetual DEXs have been a proven best crypto model for revenue generation in the long term. So of course this is very bullish, but importantly you are super early for this one, because at the moment you can generate 30x multiplier for your staked ENA or USD. You have no lockups and you can withdraw at any time, and you can also refer friends for extra rewards. This is the most important part. Participation in Season 0 is not just about early deposits, it's your pass for priority access for future product releases, bonus rewards in upcoming incentive campaigns, and exclusive perks reserved for early users. This of course includes the Discord roles if you join their Discord, and if you actually generate enough traction to actually get a role, you can get an OG role, which is going to be much more beneficial in the future. You can read more about all of these things in their mirror post, but in short, their total value locked is currently under 100 million. And the Ethena project itself has over 6 billion in total value locked. So for this one, we are very early. Now, the reason why we're so much bullish on perpetual DEXs in general is because they were one of the best airdrops of 2024, but unfortunately, trading itself is very difficult and very stressful, and most of the time you actually lose money trading. So I've actually found a strategy that works absolutely amazing for people who are not that experienced traders like myself. So there's something called delta neutral, where you open a short on one platform, you open a long on the same asset at the same time on another platform. You're basically farming two perpetual DEX airdrops at the same time. Zero risk in theory, right? Because you're only paying platform fees. So no matter what the asset decides to do, go up, down, sideways to Jupiter and back, you should be in theory fine. Of course, this is very good to use and utilize across prospective airdrops. That currently 4 of the best targets we have right now are Kinto plus Hyperliquid user interface. Season 2, you also have GRVT and Rhea. Those are my top 3, and I'm really considering adding Ethereum as number 4 once it actually goes live, because at the moment there's only going to be a deposit for their future ENA and Ethereum token airdrop, but at the moment you can only do a deposit. But this is a strategy that I would highly recommend to use if you want to maximize your airdrop farming from perpetual DEXs, but you don't really want to risk getting liquidated while trading. And best of all, you have almost zero risk of being considered a wash trader or Sybil, because of course, when you're doing huge leverage to build up a lot of volume, most of the time people do like 50 or 100x positions, but it's super scary to keep these open for even a couple of minutes sometimes. Therefore, you just automatically panic close within a couple of seconds or minutes. But with this strategy, you can keep your trades open for minutes, hours, maybe even days in some situations. So you have very small risk from this perspective of being considered a wash trader. Now, of course, for all of these strategies and so much more, we have our Discord where we discuss all of these things in real time. And recently, we've just done an update of everything that we are doing in real time and what is actually the hottest thing to do, hottest narratives, and we are posting that always in the announcements tab. If this is something that interests you, if you want to talk with other airdrop experienced people and veterans, we have our subscriptions page. Here you can find everything for monthly and yearly memberships, as well as an airdrop tracking application, which will help you keep organized. And finally, even though January was very rocky, we also have our NFT collection, which has continued to do 10% every month in the terms of yield. So if this is something that interests you, if you want to have a borderline guaranteed 10% passive income every month, courtesy of our DeFi legend Chris, this is something that you can also explore. We have a Telegram group where you can have all your questions answered. Next up, we have some token announcements from OpenSea. This one has been long awaited, and we have some first initial signs that it is going to be historical OpenSea usage, not just recent activity. So this is highly interested for early NFT users, especially of the last bull market. Of course, claim process will be simple and accessible, and it will be friendly for US users. And most importantly, this is nothing confirmed yet from timing perspective, which means that there is no official OpenSea airdrop just yet. This is just an announcement, so please stay safe. If you want to verify your NFT and accessibility and all of your transactions, NFT data, you can do so on this particular NFT tracker. And most importantly, if you still don't have any Ethereum mainnet transactions, which will actually help you a lot to Sybil proof and make your wallets actually much, much better from the perspective of all airdrops in the future, it is highly recommended to actually do some Ethereum transactions when Gwei is super low. Now, of course, today is weekdays, so you should ideally do this during the weekend, especially, for example, a couple days ago, you could find Gwei at under 1. So that is crazy. You could send Ethereum and spend like 20-30 cents for transaction. It is beyond crazy. So if you're going to be doing some Ethereum mainnet transactions to have some mainnet activity on your wallets, it is highly recommended to do stuff like bridging and those very organic, normal Ethereum mainnet transactions. You can also farm some NFT airdrops, for example, on Magic Eden, OpenSea Future Seasons, and some others. But what I would highly recommend is to actually use Eclipse native bridge. For example, you can send your ETH to Eclipse mainnet simply using their official bridge, or you can even mint this TETH that we've covered many times before when we were doing Eclipse airdrop tutorials. And from token claims, we have very good news from Infinex. They are actually giving us Pengu airdrop. Of course, at the moment, this is just peanuts, but this is a reminder that this platform is probably one of the most underfarmed airdrops out there, because I'm pretty sure there's less than 20,000 users actually depositing here and interacting with it, but it has been very, very generous in the past. For example, if you had just deposited assets and held USD during last summer, you would have received over $500 in ENA tokens. If you have opened crates in the first 24 hours, you will receive 500 Pyth token airdrops. So yes, this is one of my hidden gems, let's call it like that, but make sure to not only deposit assets, but actually test out new functionalities as soon as they come out, such as, for example, the switch functionality and many others that are planned for the future. Finally, let's take a look at what's been going on with the president of Argentina launching his own meme coin as well. Of course, this is a bit of a meme, but it does not go too far from what actually happened. My heart goes to everyone who lost money in this borderline scam, but most importantly, what influence this has on Solana and more particularly Jupiter and Meteora. So there's been a lot of FUD speculation that the Jupiter or Meteora teams, which are basically the same branches, that they had some kind of influence over this, that they knew something that was happening. But in this very, very long post, the Jupiter representative TLDR is that they had absolutely no way to actually participate in this thing, and that they've done extensive internal and external kind of research to make sure that none of the teams was actually participating in this debacle. So yeah, this is definitely bad news bears for Meteora, Solana, Jupiter farmers, because a lot of liquidity is actually going outside of these platforms. But if you believe that these teams are actually legit and that they really had nothing to do with this, this is actually very, very good, because there's a lot of liquidity leaving the platform. So those of us who stay and actually continue farming the potential airdrop, we're actually sitting off much, much better off. So you need to do your own research and decide if you're going to keep your funds there or not. But for me, this is just ungrounded FUD. So personally, I'm keeping my funds with Meteora, hoping that 2025 is actually going to be one of the better airdrops from Solana ecosystem. And to wrap things up, we had February 17th a hyper public sale, but there was actually nothing that I could find on their official website, both from Hyperlane Foundation and Hyperlane in its own right. But we do have a new interesting route from Decent XYZ. They actually integrated with Unichain, Vechain, Abstract, and Sonium, all of the very, very good airdrop targets that we were focused on in the last couple of weeks. So if you're still bullish in Hyperlane and if you want to make sure to get those last couple transactions in before potentially snapshot taking place, then you can definitely consider adding another interesting dApp integration to your route. And that is a wrap for all the news and updates regarding this wild, wild west of crypto, filled with opportunities, but also dangers. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe, bell notifications on. For any questions or comments, I'm waiting for you in the comments below. And if you want to take your crypto game to the next level, we're waiting for you in our Discord. Thanks for watching. Till next time, have an amazing day.